Alright guys, well, Vencered is back, and I got some amazing news, and I was super excited to tell you all this. I don't know how much you guys are liking it, but all my builds, I've been happy with them, and I hope you guys have been enjoying seeing them and watching them. But there's a bunch I still haven't shown you. There is one that is very awesome that I've been working on. It is originally Caseynatos, if I'm pronouncing that right. It's a Wrangler, and I'm willing to let you guys use this on a level and possibly even keep it. So yeah, I'm super excited to show you guys this. Let's take a look at it, and we'll go from there and show you everything that's new. Okay guys, here we are, back to my off-road level. It's changed a lot since you guys have last seen it. It's got a whole new section over here. This is actually the main trail now. It loops around, goes around the entire map on this side of the mountain range. There's a couple other new trails, but you guys will have to see that when I show off this map more in depth. But this is all about showing you guys the Wrangler. So without further ado, this is what I've come up with Caseyinato's build. This is my version. I will show off his, which, keep in mind, his is amazing. His is built really well. But I changed up the physics and the controls and all that. But this one's his. I also matched the size of the vehicle to match the size of mine, which is more of the actual realistic size for the size of the characters that are in the game. So anyways, yes, this is the difference. I put different tires on it, adjusted the axles around, moved everything like that. Yeah, I completely swapped out the tires. Tires are completely different now. These are my personal made tires and rims. And yeah, it's relatively the same in that regard, but when it comes to the actual vehicle and how it moves and performs, completely different. Completely. But without him, my suspension wouldn't even exist, so we have to give him props, because he certainly knows how to make physics for suspension in this game that doesn't really like it. But anyways, yeah, his leaf springs and everything work, which is really cool. Alright guys, let's take it for a test drive and see how it drives. Okay, so first off, I changed his HUD. I made it so the park reverse, neutral, high, I mean for low, for high, and I also put my odometer, which tells you the mileage, actual mileage. I figured that out and did the math, and also your mileage per hour in speed. So yeah, that's super cool. So high range actually acts like a high range. You actually have to get it up in revs to get it to move a certain speed. So yeah, this thing's awesome regarding that. But it drives very well, and it handles very well. The suspension works. I wanted to keep it as realistic as possible. The main reason I made this vehicle was to have a stock vehicle. That way I can gauge how hard to make trails for these more stock, less capable vehicles. I also installed open diff on it, my version of open diff. So now if one tire goes off the ground, it's going to give all that power to the tire that's off the ground and give no power to the tire that's on the ground, just like in real life, just like on my buggy. So that's the same as the buggy. It's pretty close to, honestly, the same thing as the buggy, just a lot of stuff is missing, because I don't want to put that in this, because I'm going to eventually make, out of the buggy body, well, the buggy chassis, I'm going to eventually build this vehicle just using all that same stuff and shift the axles and make it the same wheelbase and stuff like that. So you obviously can hear it. I gave it some sound effects for driving. It changes the sound effects from high and low range. That way you're not revving too high in one or the other gear. It's where it needs to be. Yeah, so far this thing's doing really well. This is one of the easier new trails that I made. So yeah, when it does come out for you guys, I do want to explain how to drive it, because my controls are like realistic controls in an actual vehicle. So, for that being said, we'll put it back in park. So, it's in park obviously, it's not going to move. Steering is going to be your left stick to get the vehicle to steer. It changes its speed and steering depending on how fast you're moving. And also, to shift, you have to hold the brake, which is L2. Then to shift up or shift down, you press circle, which is going to be shift up, and then you press square to shift down. But you have to be holding the brake to shift. It will not shift unless you're holding the brake. The only time it will shift if you're holding the brake, I mean without holding the brake, is when you are in low and you throw it directly into neutral. And same from neutral to low. There's no drive in this vehicle, it's just the low and high. But yeah. That's so it works the same. Has the same shifting as real life would. So you can also change your view by pressing R1, and that gives you a first person. I don't have any other views besides first person and third person, but you can lock the view of the vehicle by pressing R3. And then that locks it straight dead center. That way you're able to see what's happening, and that way you don't have to control the camera while you're driving. But it's always nice to be able to control the camera so you can see what's on the side of you or whatever. Oh man, I just diffed it hard. There has been a couple people that have been asking to use the buggy, but it is not done and not even close. I don't want to release anything until it is done. But this is the one that I'm trying to get done as quick as possible so you guys can use it. Because, honestly, it's pretty close. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. There's no, like, wheel stuff, like rocks throwing and stuff like that, but it's good enough for a basic. Quick and easy, good to go. Let people test what my creations and builds are all about. So yeah, you can also see the odometer is going up. It's at 0.5 of a mile. These are in mileage, by the way. I don't know if I said that earlier. So the speedo is miles per hour, and then the odometer is miles driven. The brakes do lock up if you press them hard enough. That was another thing that Caseynatos did not have, is it did not lock the brakes to make it so you actually stop. It's alright, he still did a good job with the physics that are given. But yeah, look at that suspension. That is so awesome that it works the way it does. Oh, I'm in a bad spot. I actually am stuck. I am completely high-centered. Yep. Maybe I can get out and oh, what the hell? Okay, never mind. There's that open diff in action right there. Oh, well, I'm on my rear diff now. There we go. Get off of that. Okay, let's go back. Okay, from here, we're gonna go check out my water physics, which is new. I figured out how to make water physics, which is really cool. So, I did the best. Well, I'm gonna see if I can change it to make it a little more realistic looking, but oh no. Oh no. Come on. Oh, I'm in height. That is not where I want to be. Oh, that open diff though. Come on. There you go. The water's helping me, pushing me. Oh gosh. I'm in a bad spot. Flip around. If I go in that river, it's gonna suck me down. Okay. Once you get the hang of driving it, it really is super fun to drive. But yeah, this is one of the new spots. I made a waterfall, and I made a big lake over on this side. There it goes. It's in the water. Slowly gonna sink like a vehicle would. And it's slowly gonna float away. In depths of hell right now. I have yet to figure out how to make it so the vehicle hydro lock, but not the case. I still haven't figured that out. That would be cool though. So, another thing that I forgot to mention about Caseynatos build is it had weird physics. The physics made it so that it was really hard to roll the vehicle over. It would stay right up, and it would not be easy to roll over. I've made it so mine is pretty realistic to the point that it will roll over if you do certain things. Like if you get it into a position where it will roll over, like that. That was actually a perfect example. Just grabbed onto the vehicle and flipped it. And there's no flipping it back over unless you get lucky because it's open diff. I did also make signs and trail names and the length of the trails and the difficulty of the trails. So let's go to one that actually has difficulty rating. We'll go over here. We'll go over to this one, which is the hardest trail. I believe I've shown you guys this one. Great Herskin Mountain Trail. Technical level is very hard, and it is a level 10. The length is 1.6 miles. So yeah, that's super cool too. But yeah, guys, I am really looking forward to you guys taking this thing for a drive. I do have a guidance to help you learn how to drive it. You just have to press the touchpad, and it will start guiding you on how to drive the vehicle. So, yes, that's how that's going to be. It makes it easier for you guys to understand it and drive it and actually enjoy it. Okay, let's throw this thing in high and just see what the suspension and the vehicle handles like. Just going over bumps in general. From what I know about this thing, it does not have shocks. Keep that in mind. It's mainly just the springs that are doing all the suspension work. So that's not similar to the buggy at all. I tried messing with his sliders that he had for shocks, but it's not changing anything, and I don't know why. So I didn't worry about it because I'm going to build one, like I said. So this thing's top speed is 32. Oh, come on, flip back over. Oh, come on. Not able to flip back over after it rolls. Okay. Back to driving. So the tires that are on this are 31-inch tires compared to my 42s on the buggy. I will compare those in a minute. I'm working on a mud physic as well. That's what that was right there. Because I hate mud in real life, but it might be fun to add the physic in the game. Yeah, so the top speed is 36 miles per hour in high, and if we shift to low, the top speed is 20 miles per hour. That way there is a difference. But this thing's pretty stable, honestly. It handles very well. Like, it just took that jump. The only thing it does not like... Oh! We found a spot where the water's hitting. The water physic is hitting. We're gonna have to fix that. Yeah. Where was I at? Anyways. Yeah, the suspension is working great. The tires work amazing. The control of the vehicle is awesome. It's super stable, like I was saying. I have also modified it just for fun a couple of times, just making it more capable. I couldn't figure out a way to give it a bigger lift, so didn't worry about that. Just gave it a bigger wheelbase, wider wheelbase, stretched the axles out. Oh no, that was the wrong direction to turn. What a fool. Back on your wheels. We're not done with you. Yeah, this thing is a lot of fun to drive. Okay, well, I think we can go and compare these now. So let's give them an actual comparison. Oh my. Alright, we're going to do a comparison. So, let's get rid of mine. We did a size comparison, so we'll now take his for a drive and see how it performs. Keep in mind I don't have his controls down very well, so I'm sorry about that. His tires are pretty cool because they deform They make it look like they're deforming, which is kind of cool. But they do freak out on rocks and cause the vehicle to just disappear. But that's okay. But yeah, this thing works just as good. Its speed is definitely lacking. It definitely doesn't have the same amount of speed. And you don't have the same amount of control that you do with mine. And the traction is not as high. Oh, there you go. There's the tire physics throwing me for a loop. Oh, and you can also see that I lowered his to make it look a little more stock. I tried to make them the same tire size. I'm pretty sure they're close. Oh goodness. I am pushing the wrong buttons all over the place. Oh, the traction of these tires. Yeah, I still got to give this guy props. He was the first one to do this, from what I know, to make such a badass off-road vehicle. It's got some glitches, but doesn't everything in this game, but still a great build. The time and effort that he put into the tires is insane. He put like pistons that are able to adjust and move each ball at different rates with the pressure on the ground. That's pretty cool. I guess this thing doesn't show its water physics. That's interesting. I wonder if it's lighter, or, well, no, if it was lighter, it would just go right down the river. It must be way heavy then. Or the physics that it has on it that make it so it doesn't flip over are making it so it doesn't move with the water physics. This whole is a whole new area. It is a camping area. But like I said, I'm going to show you all this stuff later. Dunzo with that vehicle. Alright, let's go compare the tire sizes on the buggy and the Jeep. Okay, here we are, the building ground for the Jeep. We'll grab the buggy. And we're just going to do a tire comparison in the vehicle size. That's a 31 compared to a 42. It's a huge difference. Huge. It makes you realize how freaking big these tires are in comparison. And how huge the buggy really is. I mean, there's the width difference. It's pretty awesome though. Size comparison. I do have the tires that I could grab that you guys haven't seen yet. These are my tires. It goes 31s, 33s, 35s, and then 42s. I made my tires that I have in real life that are on my Cherokee. Those are the 35s. I can't remember what these ones are called. I think they're Mickey Thompsons. I don't know though. But yeah, these are my tires that I'm going to be using for my vehicles. Okay, so the way that I gauged my tire sizes and how big to make my vehicles and everything like that is I went off the puppets and the size of the puppets and how big they are. So I think the 42 might be a little big. No, that's probably fine. About stomach, yeah. 32, 31, probably to the knee. On me, it's to the knee. I'm pretty tall, so... Oh, I might be too low. Oh, I'm too low for this one. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's your comparison. That's how I figured out my tire sizes and how big to make the vehicles. That was the smartest way to come up with that and be able to gauge off of that. So we'll grab this one. Just imagine if we threw these 40s on the... Yeah, just imagine that. Just imagine 40s right there. Let's do that really quick, just for the hell of it. Oop, I didn't copy it. It's not this easy to swap out the tires, just FYI. There you go, monster truck. Alright guys, well, I hope you enjoy this. Super excited to let this vehicle be shown to the public and let you guys drive it. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and hopefully it goes well for you. If you guys notice any bugs or anything that you want me to change or anything like that, let me know. I most likely will find it and change it anyways. But yeah guys, I'll keep you posted on when this vehicle is out and ready to drive. It's pretty close though, so we'll talk to you guys later, and we'll see you in the next video.